Greetings, everyone. This is God Earth Goddess. I'm back with another video, and I'm just coming on to talk to you guys about something that I've been thinking about lately, and it's about my perception of reality and my perception on a lot of things since coming into knowledge of who and what I truly am, and also just coming into knowledge about reality in general. So it's just about how things resonate and how things have been resonating with me lately. So a little background info, not too extensive because it's pretty much very similar to other people's backgrounds. I've been working and kind of just pushing my way through this society since, I was, young. Like all of us, we go to school, or you go to school, you go to college, you graduate, and you start working in the workforce. And, you're told to go out and get a career, get a nice job, and you work, you have your children, you go to work, you come home, like things like that. And you just kind of go through life. And I'm beginning to realize the endlessness of this society that we're in, and the pointlessness of it, and how none of this that we're living in really has like a point. Like, you work your whole life to retire when you're 60, 70 years old and have a fraction of time left before you eventually pass. And it's like, what is the end game for all of the things that we're doing? Like, what is the end game for working every day? Like, for example, society, I'm not gonna say we because I don't, society looks down on people who are unemployed and calls people who are unemployed lazy. And, they're shiftless, they're lazy, they don't want to get out and work, they don't want to be productive, and things like that. But we're all God incarnated in human form. We're all source energy. We're all high-ranking God beings. We're just in human form. And working is not something that we are meant to be doing as a whole. Like, we're God in human form. We were not meant to come to earth and live out our entire lives working every day. The day does not come. The sun does not rise and shine its light on earth just so we can ignore it and go inside and work a 9 to 5 every single day. That's not the purpose of why we are here. We've been conditioned by the society that we live in. I know a lot of people refer to it as Babylon. We've been conditioned by the society of Babylon, by our modern society, to, seek out working every day and to put value on working every day. But in the end game, there's no value on it because it doesn't have any purpose. You don't get brownie points for working. You don't. Like, when you pass on, that's it. Like, you pass on, you go on to your next life, your next incarnation, and you working, for, I don't know, the post office for 35 years, it fluffs up to nothing. It just means you were distracted for 35 years. And we're conditioned to put values on things that really have no value. And I'm starting to really not resonate with a lot of things in this society. For example, I do not resonate with working anymore. I don't. I do not have a desire to have a job. And people say, well, it doesn't make any sense. Don't you want to be productive? But having a job is not being productive. Having a job just means that you're going out every day and distracting yourself from who you truly are and what your purpose actually is. You have a birth chart where that you're supposed to be studying to find out what your purpose is on earth. We're not doing that. And with the missions, the divine missions that we're supposed to be doing on earth, that we're incarnated to do, we spend our whole life not doing them because we're working every day. And before that, you're in school. Like, there's a reason why you go to school from kindergarten to 12th grade. That's 13 years. And then they want you to immediately start college after that. And then immediately after college, you go to work. By the time That's a whole line of distraction. The school, the college, the job. By the time you're able to stop that, you're in your 70s. By that time, it's too late. Not saying it's too late, but so much time has passed. And you don't have, the life expectancy for people is 80s, 90s. You maybe have like 20 years left to really get into your divine purpose and mission if you're spiritually aware enough and on the frequency to really get into it and do it. Which doubtfully you are, because you've been distracted your whole life. You've never been able to tap into yourself and into your talents and your purpose and who and what you truly are. There's a reason why all that stuff is back to back to back, because they want you to be constantly distracted. And when I say they, I mean the elites, the beings that are running society, that know that we are God. And I know that I'm vibrating on a higher frequency than most right now because I've stopped resonating with it. I don't want to work because we're not meant to work. I don't want to get up every day and go out into this world and not contribute to my divine gifts and my divine talents. I don't want to, contribute to a falling, destructive Babylonian society that we live in. By Babylonian society, I'm borrowing the concept and the term from Eligio Bishop. It is the cancer, the society that we're in, that is not producing balance with nature and not producing balance with ourselves, and it's taking from us. And when you work every day, you're contributing to that. And people say, well, you need money, but there are other ways to get money that does not include working. They just haven't told us about it, because the people who are the quote unquote elites, they do not work, but yet they have a lot of money. So there's ways to pull this in. Money is a currency. It's on a current. It's a frequency. It's an energy. You can pull it in. But I'm no longer resonating with this. Like, for example, I am a homeowner and I've been a homeowner for almost 2 years now, but I am vibrating. This is how I know I'm vibrating more high. I am not even vibrating to be a homeowner anymore, because when you own a home, you don't truly own it, because this is all illusionary. This is the world that we live in is an illusion. It's not actually real. So that means everything in it isn't real. So your house isn't actually real. So what is the point of having ownership in this realm of large pieces of, property or land? Because this is illusionary. Once you pass on, you're not bringing this stuff with you. It stays in this reality and you go to another one. So since this stays in this reality, why own a home? Why not be a renter or something like that? Because it's all in the reality anyway. You can't take it with you anyway. So what's the point of just gaining ownership of it? You see what I'm saying? And this is one of the reasons why I most likely am going to sell my house, to detach myself from a mortgage and detach myself from this system, because I'm making these small detachments now to eventually get off the grid and detach completely, because I'm no longer resonating with this system and working within this system. And I know a lot of other people aren't either, and they call it like the midlife crisis, but it's more than that. It's not a midlife crisis. You really begin to realize that all of this is worthless. Your degree is worthless. It is. Your degree that you got, that you went to school for, is worthless. It has no value. It doesn't. It's a piece of paper that they put value on and have taught you to put value on. Your diploma is valueless. It's a piece of paper that the society we live in has put value on. It helps you get a job, but you can get a job without a degree. Like, in jobs are not what we should be doing anyway. They want us to go to work and put value on these careers and jobs. But you have to realize careers and jobs are just ways for you to provide income. People be in love with their jobs if they claim their jobs. Like, people say, I'm a nurse, I'm a teacher, I'm an engineer. You're not any of those things. What you are, you're God. You work as a nurse. You work as an engineer. You work as a teacher. We put value on jobs when all a job is a way to provide income. Because if somebody told you to do everything that a nurse does for free, everything that an engineer does for free, everything that a teacher does for free, would you do it? Most people would say no, they wouldn't. People talk about they love their job. Do you really love it? Because if you would you do it for free? If your job were to tell you tomorrow we can't pay you anymore, would you stay or would you go someplace where you can make money? It tells you right there the purpose of all this is just to pull in income. Once you realize this is just money, you're just trying to pull in money to pay your bills. That's all it is. Don't matter if you work at McDonald's or a Fortune 500 company or work, wherever, it's just you're bringing in income. And so if it's just money and you're pulling in income, why are you putting so much admiration and love on a job? Why is it that serious? It should never be that serious. I have never had attachment to jobs ever. And now I am detaching to the fact that I don't even resonate with working anymore because it's not fulfilling for me. It's not fulfilling for my divine purpose. I can feel my divine purpose hitting a back burner every time I leave out of the house to work. And it sickens me because I know that this is not right. This is not what I should be doing. And I work with people and I have worked with people that put a lot of value on their jobs. And we shouldn't be doing that either, because if you were to die tomorrow, they just hire someone else. They cry for a minute, but they will hire someone else to replace you. It's just a job. None of this has any meaning anymore. Like, why own a house? Why get a degree? Why do any of these things? Like, and like it's like we're surrounded by frivolous things. Like, we're surrounded by things that go on in our society that are just frivolous things. Like, a few weeks ago around the corner, they had this massive car show and all these people, they advertised for a long time. And then finally the event happened and all these people went and all these cars and everything and traffic and all this, and then all this fanfare. And then that was it. The next day it was over. So like, what is the point of it? Like, what was the point of people spending all that money to go to this event? What is the point of, these award shows that give awards to musicians and actors and stuff? What is the point? Because they're just going to go home with the award on the shelf and it means absolutely nothing. It's so much over concentrated value on frivolous things that I'm just not even resonating with the system that we live in anymore. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one like this, and I know I'm not the only one like this. There's other people who are like this, who have just looked at this society for what it is, and they're just like, this is sickening. Like, I just want to go out in nature and sit and meditate and talk to my higher self and do light language all day. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be a part of this society because I realize how frivolous it is. And I just don't resonate with this. I'm vibrating at a frequency that is higher than most, and I can feel it. I can feel it when I'm in a room surrounded by people and I cannot talk to them because the things that they're talking about is the presidential election or Diddy or the new restaurant that's about to open up or Juneteenth or some kind of issue or something happened on the news, and I can feel the frequencies not matching, and I just go into silent mode, and I can't even talk to people because I'm not even resonating with most people in American society right now. I'm just not. Because I realize how frivolous and unimportant all of this is. Like, there's no point in voting for what? Like, what are you voting for? Why are you putting value on things that have no real actual value in the long run? If you have anything in your life and you just say, does this line up with my divine mission? And it says, and you get this answer as no, then it doesn't matter. Your job does not matter. I mean, go to work and do your job, but it's just money. I mean, if you have to send your children to school, that's just daycare. It doesn't actually matter that Timmy knows geometry. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't support his divine purpose on earth. So what's the point of knowing it? You see what I'm saying? It's just, I do know. I know there are a few of us who are vibrating on this frequency where things are just not resonating anymore. This life is not resonating anymore. And, I have my house and, People have told me, when you buy your first house, you struggle with it and you have to work really hard. But I'm like, why? Why would I have to struggle with anything? I'm God. If I like this, is why I'm selling this house, because if I am struggling to keep the house going and struggling with other aspects concerning this house, why would I choose to struggle instead of I'm God? I'm going to solve the problem and not struggle. Why not just sell the house? You see what I'm saying? Why do we choose to struggle? And people say, work hard to be successful. But why do you have to work hard to be successful? Why can't you simply just be successful because you are God? Why do we have to have that working hard aspect? I'm not trying to sound lazy, but at the same time, there's ways around this. You don't have to work hard. They have just conditioned you to think that you have to work hard. They really have. You don't have to work hard at things. You don't have to struggle through things. You don't have to. You're not resigned to the fate of struggling. You're not resigned to the fate of working hard for 40, 50 years at the bank and then finally retiring and they give you like a cake and you you ride into the sunset for 5 more years and you die. You're not resigned to that. You're greater than that. You have a greater purpose with that. Don't lower yourself to that. So I don't resonate with this anymore. I just want to find the exit to all of this madness. This is not cool. Like this is not life. Getting up working every day is not life. I do not resonate with this crap. I don't resonate with this life and I refuse to resonate with this. But I just wanted to ask if there's anybody else. I know it's other people because we're going through a movement. We're going through an ascension process. Certain people are vibrating to how I'm vibrating, and certain people are vibrating at different frequencies, and that's fine. People wake up at different times. I'm not trying to wake nobody up. I'm just saying, is anybody else out there? And just really expressing my feelings about all of this, because this is not cool. But I just wanted to get on here and talk about that as well, because this is on my mind on a daily, because I'm going to find a way out of this matrix. Slowly but surely, I'm going to find a way out of this, and for my children's sake too, so they don't have to be wrapped up in this. I deserve better than this. I am God. So just, that was my video for today. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right. Bye-bye.